Welcome to our Q&A portion of the show. This is our part of the show where we take questions from our live audience and we see them in real time. So we haven't seen these questions to prepare. We're seeing them at the same time you do. Yeah. Without any further ado,
so this is basically just Scared Straight, where we just have a straight 12 minutes of being scared. So I think we're going to jump right in with this first question, and it's this. If I ask myself, what is it in life that is greater than me, will my life get better?
Just asking the question, probably not.
Okay, so you can't just like stand in the mirror and ask yourself that question.
Yeah, you stand in the mirror. What is it in life that's greater than me?
No,
it doesn't work that way. I think when you approach that, it's a great question. When you approach the question, it's what you're doing to find that out after you ask the question. Yeah. I think it's going on the journey to find out what is greater than you. So you do have to have a starting point, and the starting point is going to be your current situation, and then kind of imagine, okay, what is it out there that might be greater, and start that journey. So it's not in asking the question, but going on the journey.
Awesome. Well said. Yeah, let's go to the next question.
Absolutely.
How do I look beyond my life?
I think we already ask ourselves those questions internally. So how do I look beyond my life? In the painful moments that we talked about, when you're in the pain, you're thinking to yourself, well, that can't be it. There's got to be something else. So you're already looking beyond that moment or that situation. When you're looking at the mundane, man, there's got to be something more than just the day-to-day schedule. If you're looking at those big events in your life that come back to normal, man, there's got to be something more. So I think internally, we already ask ourselves those questions a lot. But again, it's taking that starting point and then looking beyond it.
Can I press into this just a little bit more? So if there's something greater than the everyday, it sounds like to me what you're saying is I get to my office, I sit down to edit a video, I'm living the base existence. I can't be satisfied where I'm at because there's something greater. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So how do you go along things with, like, can I experience something greater in every day? Like, or do I have to find a new job? Do I have to find new friends? Do I have to do, you know what I mean? Do I have to find new hobbies?
Is it this constant pursuit of something greater, or do I reach a point where I really do find satisfaction in things where I'm at?
Yeah.
It's a great question.
I thought y'all were answering the question.
No, that's my question.
I think that there is. So I'll use your example of sitting down at your computer and working on videos. Yeah, that's kind of the base level. That's what you're doing. But then imagine those conversations that someone walks into the room and you have that 10-minute conversations. You light up with laughter. You light up with maybe you're feeling an emotion, and you're like, man, I wouldn't have experienced this outside of my job, right? Because that's part of my work, but even in those moments, we can find kind of the meaning of life, and maybe that's helping someone, maybe that's being there for someone, maybe that's putting a smile on someone else's face. It's not just the task that you're performing, but how are you interacting with the world around you?
So you said in that answer, you said the phrase, the meaning of life.
Yeah.
What is the meaning of life, and is the meaning of life the same for everybody?
No, I don't think the meaning of life, I don't want to answer it that way.
Real philosophical.
I don't know. Can I say that? Press, pause, and go, I have no idea. No, I don't think the meaning of life is the same for everyone, but it is the same for everyone by the stance that I take. Let me unpack it a little bit. Each one of us have a unique divine design. Each one of us have a unique calling, a unique kind of perspective of what we can provide to the world, to humanity for people. Now, what I subscribe to, I think ultimately we're all working towards heaven. We're all I can't even say it like that because we're not working towards heaven, but we're all pointing in the same direction. The Bible puts it this way in Ephesians chapter 4, that we all have unique giftings, but the reality of it is Christ is the head. Christ is the top figure. So I don't know, that's a great question. Answer it for me, Alex.
Yeah, I mean, if I can answer it for you, this is what I'd say, just being upfront, like, we are all created by the same consciousness. It's all the same person, being, whatever you want to call him, right? Yahweh, God, the Judeo-Christian God is who we believe is the creator of all things. Right. So if you're searching for meaning, you have to start there, right? And what we find through the scriptures is that the meaning of life ultimately is to be close to him. And then we learn that on our own accord can't do it.
I think he wrote that question.
It's just
in.
not possible.
I think so too, just so he could give that answer.
So he could answer it?
Yeah.
And then to
response.
answer the second part, is it the same for everyone? It is, especially in the fact that we can't do it on our own.
Yeah.
And that's the message of Jesus
That's good.
Christ, that he comes to provide a way to bring you towards your meaning, God. So.
Yeah. So what about this next idea? How is your role as lumberjack number 2 in the new Hallmark Christmas special? Like, how's it going?
Well, I just took over. I'm no longer number 2. I'm number 1.
You're Santa.
Wow.
I'm Santa.
Because that's how those all
But
are.
I'm fit Santa.
Oh.
You're
I
fit
don't-
Santa.
Yeah, I don't want to
CrossFit
have
Santa. CrossFit Kringle.
CrossFit Kringle.
God,
I like
that
it.
is-
That's strong. Yeah.
Anyways, let's take a look at this next question. If there is no God, would it make sense ultimately to embrace meaninglessness?
That's predisposing that there's no God. This is what I would say. You and I think everyone, at some part of their life, they come to this moment where, man, there has to be more. I would push back on this question and just say, sure. I mean, I guess if there is no God, but I would suggest that there is something greater than everyone. And I find that in creation. I find that in the universe. I find that in everything that I experience. Ultimately, God is experiential. Ultimately, God and salvation and what we believe in following Jesus is experiential. You've had experiences in your life. You've had good experiences. You've had bad experiences. And so those experiences lead me to believe that there is something greater.
Yeah, and this is the danger of meaning, is that it's observable, it's not quite creatable. So what you end up doing without a baseline, like without going to something, sorry, let me start this over. If there is no God, the danger is you kind of create your meaning because there's no rubric. Yeah. So everybody gets to decide what my meaning is based off of their experiences and their life choices. And so there is a God, and unfortunately, if you don't know him, then you do that anyways.
Right.
So that's just the danger in interpreting meaning on your own.
Yeah.
If there is nothing new under the sun, what is the point in trying to seek meaning? A meaning doesn't have to be new for it to be important. I don't understand the question of that.
Yeah.
Next question.
Yeah.
So how does following the Christian God give someone real meaning in life?
Well, I think what we talked about is finding that understanding or that baseline. When we follow Christ, we realize that there's something greater than ourselves. Yeah. So that's the meaning that we're working towards. We've mentioned this in a previous episode, but things like love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, gentleness, self-control, those are all things that I can subscribe to, but not only do I want to hold, it's things that I want to give. So it's not just about what Zach Witt can obtain in life or how I can make it good for myself, but ultimately, man, part of our meaning is helping others and reaching out.
Absolutely, and the more we reach out and the more we help others and the more we share the things that the God that we subscribe to kind of works in us, the more we see just meaning play out in all aspects of our lives.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's take a look at the next question. Who can do the best Baby Groot impression out of all of you?
Not I.
Yeah,
I think CrossFit Kringle's got it.
Give it to us. Give it to us, Zach.
Groot? I don't know. All right, now I'm going to call you out. You do it.
Oh, I am Groot? I don't know.
Yeah. No, great job, you guys. I mean, that's
Go ahead, Alex.
Nice, your turn.
Your turn.
That's all we have for our Q&A today. Had a great time doing this with you guys. Keep the conversation going in those comments.